While they serve dessert, I thought I'd get things moving along. I'd like to welcome everybody in attendance this evening tonight. We like to thank everybody for coming. This event would not happen without the help of all our sponsors. The names are included in your program, but I'd also like to take a few minutes to recognize them before we begin our program. I'd like to thank Robin Bubarth, Bud Murphy's, and her entire Bud Murphy's family for making this night possible tonight and the food that they served this evening. Thank you, Robin. I'd like to thank Scottdale Bank, division of Mid-Penn Bank, providing us with the tasty hors d'oeuvres for this evening and for last year's hors d'oeuvres. So thank you, guys. I also like to thank our gold sponsors, Somerset Trust, My Business House Financial, and our silver sponsors, Graft Oil and Chamber Choice. We also have several government dignitaries with us this evening. We appreciate the work that they do, and they're partnering with the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce to help our area's business succeed. Without them, we wouldn't be Connellsville. I'd like to welcome our current mayor, Greg Lincoln. That was too long of applause for him. Connellsville City members Bob Topper, Melissa Tazan, and Ethan Keaty. I think he's here. Fayette County Commissioner Scott Dunn. Oh, there he is. On behalf of PA Representative Ryan Warner, Melissa Tazan is representing him. On behalf of PA State Senator Pat Stefano, we have Sue Quinn. And on behalf of U.S. Senator Pat Toomey, we have John Frick. Before we start our program, we're going to do a small business session, and I would like to call this business meeting open for the awards. We have two new board members for this evening, and I'd like to nominate them for the following persons for a 3-year term. Bob Shark, he's here, and Jordan Craig. So I'd like to have a nomination to accept them as new 3-year term members.
I'll make that nomination.
Chip, second by Brian Kissel. Thank you. All in favor? No nays? Okay, we're good. You're in, Bob. Who knew?
I'm sweating it out there, man.
All right. I'd also like to, we also have some 4 new members where their terms are expiring, so we're going to get another 3 years out of them. Chip Rowan, Tony Grasso, Leah Beer, and Mike Edwards. I'd like to have a motion for those guys to continue on. MJ, second? No second?
Second.
Attaboy, Bill. All in favor? Okay. That concludes our business session. I'd like to have someone motion to close the session. Brian closes. Come on, let's try, people. Dennis Martin, second. Thank you, Dennis. Okay. We had a great year at the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce. Bill, where? Oh. Some of the big events at Chamber included Small Business Saturday, a day-long event kicked off the holiday season, Christmas Light Up Night and Christmas Parade, and it's a Connellsville Christmas, an annual Chamber picnic at Yacht Park, Savor the Avenue, featuring our area's restaurants and opportunity for businesses and community members to spend an evening sampling excellent cuisine, enjoy each other's company, and the music of our own towns, Scott Blasey and Sam Brooks. We also had a few mixers for our members to meet and learn more about our area businesses. Chamber mixes at Lintz, Scott C's, After Hours, joint mixers with Fayette County Chamber, Joseph A. Hardy Connellsville Airport, and the BNI After Hours. We also celebrated grand opening events and ribbon cuttings, Connellsville Area Historical Society, Youghiogheny Holistic Living, Coker This and That, Dave's Print Shop, and River Walk Antiques. We also have organized and participated in some great community events. Annual job fairs, Connellsville Business Student of the Month Lunch and Learn, Connellsville Summer Series Concert in Lion Square, Battle of the Wings, community yard sales, senior symposiums, Connellsville's Take a Slice Out of Hunger pizza fundraiser, Gobble to You Wobble, and dessert events. Without the outstanding work of our board and volunteers and our hardworking staff, much of this chamber would not be accomplished. So let's take a minute to recognize the following individuals to make this happen. Please remain standing and applause at the end. Aaron Ansel, Leah Beer, Jordan Craig, Bill Fiesta, Tony Grasso, Jean Lint, Dennis Martin, Gretchen Mundorf, Chip Rowan, Bob Shark, Jack Yard, Robin Bubarth. Guys, stand up, over here. Thank you. I'd also like to take a very special shout out to my staff that makes me look good. Brooke Deason and Emily Dieter. Thank you, Emily. Stand up, guys. Where are you? Emily and Brooke, thank you very much. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the awards. So I'd like to have Sue Quinn, John Frick, and Melissa DeZan come on up and help me out with this. I do need help. I appreciate that. The first one's always the hardest. So our next speaker is going to present the Special Recognition Award by a gentleman I've known for quite a while. He's a great businessman in our town. He's put a lot of money into our community and time and effort, and his ledgers are all in color, and you should be his business reports are excellent. So Brian Kissel, come on up.
Welcome, everyone. I have to say that I've been doing this now for, I don't know, a lot of years, and I've never seen this many people in this facility, so this is wonderful. A round of applause to everybody for your support of our chamber. It is my honor and privilege to present this special recognition this evening on behalf of the chamber and our community. The family I will be calling up to the podium is no stranger to the entrepreneur. Honest officer, I'm not as think as you drunk I am. Let me start this again. The family I will be calling up to the podium is no stranger to the entrepreneurial spirit. Thank you. We all know and love the former Peach and Shopping Village in Dunbar, which started out small and grew to a nationally known destination, even making the Wall Street Journal for the least expensive business lunch in America. I tell you, when Marshall took me there for the first time, it was interesting. But I came to love and spent many an hour there. The D'Amico family saw a need in our community and had the means and opportunity to take on the challenge of expanding their existing Peachin's Express storefront and created a destination called Zia Maria's Bakery and Cafe. The project included improving and renovating the existing facility and the structure next door. And if you haven't seen it, definitely make a trip. Interesting fact, though, is that for many years, the Peachin Deli occupied one half of the building that I recently bought and renovated on Crawford Avenue before moving to their current Pittsburgh Street location. We are blessed to have a variety of awesome places to dine in our community. And thanks to them, we have a new option in our community for gathering, for a meal, and for tickling our sweet tooth. So if you've not yet experienced the menu, you've missed out on a treat for your taste buds. The D'Amico family has long been a supporter of our community, and our community has responded in kind and has been supporting them. I know we're there 3 or 4 times a week. The Chamber appreciates investments such as this in our community to bring people and employment, recreational activities, quality of life, and economic growth to continue to make Connellsville great again. So without further ado, Don D'Amico Sr., if you would join me here at the podium with your wife, Mary Jane, your sister, Amy D'Amico Russell, and your son, Don D'Amico Jr., to accept this recognition.
Oh, okay. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us all these years. Oh, over 70 years. We really appreciate it. We would not be here without all of you supporting our family. And thank you for this. We appreciate it. So much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Would you say what you're giving us again? Or maybe just say one time? You can just a certificate of recognition. Okay. Yeah, from the Senate. Senate and the House. Yeah.
Okay, guys, change this mic. Next, here we go. Community Service Group. I get to bring up a gentleman I've known for quite a while. He always seems to have a challenge or something like that to raise a fundraiser, and I've done those challenges accepted. So my challenge to you this evening is to make this beautiful community service group honorable as they truly are. So Greg, you're up.
Okay, I just need a step stool, I guess. Just real quick, I want to reiterate, Zia Maria's is a huge impact to the city of Connellsville. I'm excited for Peachins to get everything done inside, and so the city really can feel the impact of our downtown being fully alive again. So I just thank Amy and her mom and dad and D'Amico's for investing so much in the city, because it really is. It's a big deal that they chose to come to Connellsville and move their business here. It's a great thing. It's going to be a good year for the city, let me tell you. It's an honor to be here tonight to give out this Community Service Group Award to a group of volunteers that are true heroes in our community. This thing is going to fall over and over. Thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. There's not many volunteer groups that are on call 24/7. They leave their job at a moment's notice to rush out of their homes to the scene of an emergency, placing their life on the line for perfect strangers. Our community relies on them for everything. Almost every emergency, our volunteer firemen, they're one of the first ones on the scene, and so lucky that so many of them show up. But they do more than just respond to fire calls. They do countless hours of training, countless hours of fundraising. I don't know if they ever have a day off from fundraising. That's one thing that they do all day, every day. They put up our American flags in town. They host parades. They are in parades. They come when we have flooding and they pump out basements. They come out in storms when trees are down and they cut trees out of the way so we can open up our roads and make it safe for the city, for our community, actually. The hoagie sells. I mean, everybody looks forward to every month the hoagie sells. Bingos. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on what a volunteer fireman does, because he just doesn't show up for fires. That's just not true. They do everything that is asked of them, and it's amazing the time and effort they give to our community. And one thing they do is they sacrifice their personal life. They miss birthdays, they miss anniversaries, they miss date nights, school events, sporting events. They do that because they want to make sure our community is safe. And these 7 volunteer fire departments that are being honored tonight exemplify the meaning of community service. And I will tell you that first, I've seen this firsthand. A vivid memory I'll never forget is the night that the Connellsville flood happened and it devastated this whole community. Our firefighters were there. They put their lives on the line to make sure that no one got hurt. And by the grace of God, we didn't lose one life that night. And I have to tell you that I will never forget that night. That was, to see our volunteer firemen in action is something really to see. And what happened on the days after, our community came together like no other, and the heart of that was our volunteer firemen. They opened up their social halls for donation centers for people to go to have something to eat. They were at ground zero working. I will say that Assistant Chief then, Layton, here in Connellsville, worked 12 hours a day, literally had to force him to go home. Most of the guys, of course, they have full-time jobs, so they missed work that week to help our community. And it just, I don't think we'll ever be able to thank our volunteer firemen for what they do for us every day. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365. And just want to say congratulations to all of them. This is a much deserving award. I mean, I tell everyone we could give them an award every day of the week for their service. And we are very, very lucky to have 7 wonderful volunteer fire companies that protect Connellsville area like they do. So it's my privilege. So it's my privilege to present the Community Service Group Award to the first one. I'm just going to call each one up, and we're just going to have you all stay here, and then we're going to take one group photo. Okay, so I'm just going to read it off. It says, Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce Community Service Group Award is presented to New Haven Host Company, 2020. So, Chief. And you guys look good in your uniforms too. I think y'all should wear that every day. We may have to take a little piece off. Okay. The next one is for Dunbar Volunteer Fire Company. All right, Bullskin Township Volunteer Fire Company. Yes, they're also getting a certificate from Senator Stefano's office and Representative Ryan Warner's office. Can you stand over here? Thank you. Okay, next one, South Connellsville Volunteer Fire Company. Is someone here from South Connellsville? No, okay. We'll make sure they get their award. Okay, the next one is Morrell Volunteer Fire Company. And I did forget to say that tomorrow starts the fish fries for all of our volunteer fire companies, so it's just another thing that they're going to be doing for fundraising. Next one up is Connellsville Township Volunteer Fire Department. All right, the last one is Dickerson Run DL&V Volunteer Fire Department. There's always somebody, right? Congratulations. All right, we're gonna take it. Okay, we'll take one group photo somehow. I'm gonna lower this down. Of course, Max said if y'all want to say anything, anybody's welcome to the mic. Anyone? Good? No fundraiser? No fundraiser? Come here close. Come here close. I want to take a picture. All right. Good. Good. Okay. Awesome. Sweet. Thank you. Yes, y'all. Oh, she was taking. All right.
I got it, Greg. Wow, that's going to be a tough act to follow. Good job, guys. The next award goes to the community service individual, and the gentleman is Matt Goldsberry. He's going to speak. I got to meet this man on a board years ago. I asked him to join Rotary, and he's gone far above and beyond my expectations. He's a good friend and a good person. He means well. Reverend Matt Goldsberry. Matt, you're up.
Me and Greg have the same problem. Vertically challenged. I am here tonight to present what I believe is to be the epitome of this award of the community service individual. I've asked his wonderful and beautiful wife, Margaret, for help tonight in the background and bio of Max House, Jr. I have lived in many different places in my ministry. I have yet to come to a community that signifies what volunteerism is beyond as I have in Connellsville. And Max House, Jr. is top notch. I'll read the bio. It may take a while. So, Max is a graduate of Connellsville High School, class of 2004. Max went on after graduation to Penn State Fayette, where he earned an associate degree in engineering, solar. Leaving Connellsville and heading to Arizona for several years, Max was pulled back, drawn back. I threw that in, Margaret. I threw that in. He returned to the area in the mid-1980s when he was 5, and he began working in the financial planning business. After many years of working with an area firm, he opened House Financial Services in the end in the end of 1998, moving his business next door to Bud's Murphy, where he continually gets lunch, dinner, and supper, in 2000. Max has been a financial planner in Connellsville for over 35 years, providing support to tax clients to build their retirement, educate their children, and reach their investment goals. Max has been a long-time Rotarian. I had to be careful with that. Local Rotarians will understand why. And truly believes in the Rotary motto and lives it himself, service above self. Through Connellsville Rotary, Max began and organized a golf outing, one of Max's hobbies, which funds scholarships for area students who continue their education beyond high school. Each year, recipients are interviewed and chosen based on outstanding academics and service along with financial needs. Here's where it gets really interesting. Several scholarships are presented annually, usually in the amount of $3,000, making it one of the greatest and largest scholarships provided in our area Connellsville School District. Max began the outing in 1996 when he was 1. I think if I'd done the math right, and I'm sorry to say, I grew up doing the old math. The new math I don't understand. I think that's almost 24 years. To date, nearly $325,000 in scholarships have been given out. Can I get a hand of applause? Each year, Max works very hard to line up all the different sponsors, organizes the event, and I say this as well, with the help of many others, his staff and others, and solicits gifts and volunteers to help with the event, along with helping interview our student applicants. This has made a great deal of difference in our community and for many students' academic future and pursuits. In return for Max's hard work, Max has been visited by a number of the students who are now pilots, engineers, and professionals, and even returning to our community as bankers and Rotarians like Justin Teets. As a Rotarian, Max has served with distinction and honor. He was a president for the 1998 and 1999 Rotary year. He has been a Paul Harris Fellow 3 times, which acknowledges individuals who contribute or who have made contributions in their name of $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. Max also organized a relief effort a number of years ago with our local Connellsville Rotary Club and partnered with a Rotary Club in Beaumont, Texas, who were experiencing terrible flooding, much like Connellsville. His fundraising efforts involved a great bartender program at Bud Murphy's that was very successful. In addition to the Rotary, and everybody want to take a deep breath, Max also finds time to volunteer in other ways in our wonderful community. He is currently president of the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce. He is a member of the Highland Hospital Board of Directors, a board member of Alternative Yes, a pregnancy crisis center, and a member of the Fay Penn Economic Development Council. I need oxygen. Max also finds time to coach youth sports. He has been a soccer coach with the Connellsville Soccer Club, as well as a board member. He is also a CYO coach with the Conair Catholic School, coaching soccer and cross country. On a personal note, Max has 3 wonderful children, Max, a sophomore at Greensburg Central Catholic. Isaac, a 7th grader at GCC. And Shia, right? Shay, I'm sorry. A 4th grader at Conair. I'm very sorry. I apologize. He is married to the beautiful and wonderful Margaret Zilka. Okay. Robin's been back there trying to teach me. House, Esquire. I think the wonderful and beautiful fit very well. And their family is very active members of the Immaculate Conception Church of Connellsville. That's what Margaret shared with me. But I would tell you that Max does much more things that are unnoticed and goes unnoticed in this community and for many service organizations and civic. So if I could have the family stand, Max's family, because it is a family. He has the support of his family. I think your mom is here, and Margaret, is Margaret's family here? Margaret's family, stand. So, it is my honor and privilege as his friend to present to you Max House Jr., this year's winner of the Community Service Award. God bless you and thank you.
I guess I can do this too, huh? Thank you. Good? Come on, Matt, get over here. Don't be shy.
The tall and short of it.
Thanks again, Matt. I am honored, and I didn't really have a clue until about this evening when I put the placemats on the table and I saw my family's names on the table. Then I knew something was up. So I want to say thank you to everybody, especially to my wife, Margaret, and tell her how much in public, how much I love her, and that all the notes that she wrote for me this evening, so it makes me sound and look good. So thank you, Margaret. Okay, the next award is the Beautification Award. And this young man does a lot for the chamber. He does a lot for our community. Anytime you ask for something, he's there and he gives. Bill Fiesta.
Thank you, Max. I'm just extremely nervous right now after going Mayor Greg and having Reverend Matt right there after them two speeches. What superior and what excellence. Like he said, we're doing the Beautification Award. And does anybody know really what the definition of beautification is? It's very simple and very easy. You take an eyesore and you make it an eye catcher. You take the worst place on the block and you make it the best place on the block. And luckily tonight, we are here today to present this award to Johnson's Tax Service and Accounting, LLC. Thank you. Mr. Randy Johnson, he graduated from Connellsville in 1994. Then he went to move on to Slippery Rock and graduated in 1998. And in 2002, he earned a designation of being a CPA, which is the most highest standard in accounting business in America. His previous employment was Cobbards and Walker Associates. Then in the year 2000, he got homesick. So yes, he came back and he worked for L.J. Kiefer and Associates on Arch Street in front of Scottdale Bank and Trust. Well, things were doing great. Everything was well. So 2005, Randy bought out the L.J. Kiefer and Associates. Started his own business. Randy, he's married to Meredith Whitaker, 2 children, Marilyn and Addison. Then he bought the former WCVI building, and yes, it was on the market for many years, and there was a young little hustler, little girl named Jessica Tony that come up and sat him down and showed him where a good location, and she works at Caldwell Bankers over there. And after that, he spoke to, again, another local contractor up out of Dunbar, PA, called Dean and the Safers of Dunbar. Randy currently now has 7 employees and love their new, large, bright office building. And if you're not too sure where it is, it's directly across from the Elks for the old WCVI building, which everybody knows the history of it. It went through Connellsville redevelopment, went through Fayette County, went through everybody down to the list. But Randy was the man that stood up and said, I'll take it and I'll build it. I'll take the ashes and rebuild it up. But due to this time of the year and the man and the business that he is in, he does not have time to come down to accept this award. But he has asked his wife, Meredith, on behalf of the entire firm, to step up and accept this award. Meredith, please step forward.
Oh, last mine.
Well, Meredith, we're going to have to get some new places on the wall to put this stuff up, okay?
We will do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Randy, Meredith said no more than a 5-minute thank you speech. It has to be under 5 minutes.
There is no problem there, because there are a lot of you out there, and I didn't realize till I stood up here. But again, 'tis the season, so Randy's unable to be here tonight, but we do want to thank the Chamber for the award. It's fortifying to be recognized for the hard work and dedication that goes into developing a business. When we were looking for a new location for the office, there were different options. Some of those options were outside of the city, but we knew that he really wanted his business to be in Connellsville. So when the WPXI lot became available, we turned to Jesse, and that was just a perfect opportunity for us. So as Bill mentioned, we're graduates of Connellsville High School. We have 2 daughters who currently are also in the district. And our employees of Johnson Tax and Accounting and or their families are natives of Connellsville as well. So we're proud of our community and the fact that it supports itself and prides itself on the small business. So we thank the Chamber for the award, and we hope that we can continue to service this community in the future. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, moving along. We're up to Distinguished Citizen. The next gentleman's speaker is one of the hardest working person on my board. He's always there. I can't believe it. I got to know him the last couple of years, and I don't know if we'd even have a chamber if it wasn't for this young man, Dennis Martin. Come on up, Dennis.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I think I'm tall enough right now. But thank you, Max. I don't know about being young. Some days it gets tougher and tougher, but we all get older. But I'm pleased to present the 2020 winner for the Distinguished Citizen Award. I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm going to be short and to the point. There's so much to say about this person that's going to get this award, so I'm just going to touch on some of the things. But the Distinguished Citizen Award recognizes an outstanding individual in the community and their impact on the lives of others. This year's winner has certainly made an impact in everything that he gets involved in. He touches the lives of many individuals. Through his leadership, he has gotten many individuals involved and has always ended up with a successful event. He puts 100% in all he does, whether it be for fundraising or working with the people in his career. This year's recipient has chaired many great events, and I'm just going to touch on some of these. He has headed the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce Savor the Avenue. He has chaired this for the last 7 years, and it went from our first year of 80+ people to over 400 people last year. It continues to grow with his leadership. He has chaired many functions for Con Area Catholic School, the Con Area's entertainment fundraiser, the Valentine's Dinner Dance. He supports the golf outing. He does tuition assistance through his Colebrook Chocolate Company. He does financial literacy program for students through Janney Montgomery and Scott. He is also very involved with the MS fundraising. And last year, I don't know who all attended it, but the Arch Cafe had an anniversary, and he was chairperson of that for a great local business that's been here for 100+ years, I believe. I know there are many more things that he does in this community, but he is currently with Janney Montgomery Scott as the first Vice President Investments. He's the branch manager and accredited wealth management advisor. He has served and currently serves on numerous boards, the Scottdale Bank and Trust, the Fay Penn Economic Board of Directors, the Fayette Cultural Trust Board of Directors, the Fayette County Sports Hall of Fame, the Elizabeth Seton Memory Care Center, and he's been past board member of the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce. Tonight he is surrounded by many friends and his family and his beautiful wife Susan. And this year, and I'm going to credit Brian Kissel for coming up with this name here. We're going to have t-shirts made with this. He is Johnny on the Spot, John Coleman, the 2020 Distinguished Citizen Award.
I'm going to keep it short because this is a long evening. Special thank you to my wife, my family, and friends. Much like Max, for the last 48 hours, my sister's been texting me, calling me, and we were going to Rodney's tonight because they were having wings and this special singer, and I was avoiding her calls all day. I was a little preoccupied. So, and the other thing, Dennis said for the last 7 years, the chairperson of Savor the Avenue, it's a shared chairperson, myself and Dennis and Brooke. But Dennis is going to take it over for 2020 and gone beyond. But thank you very much.
We can do the end. Okay, all right, hurry up, hurry up. Got all night? I have to breathe in. Can't hear those mics. Okay, keep things going on. Congratulations, John. We're going to move on to the last but not least, the Athena Award. The young man, Michael Bowman, come on up and you get to do a nice speech, past president of the Connellsville Chamber. Thank you for driving a long way to be here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, good evening. So happy to be here tonight to be part of the annual awards dinner. And I'm honored to be the presenter of the Athena Award. The nominee is close to my heart, so it's perfect. Andrea Connor from the Athena International says it best when she says, "Today, in more ways and places than in any other time in human history, women are leaders, heads of state, CEOs, bishops and generals, academicians, and social reformers. But what's important isn't just that women lead, it's how important they lead, how women lead." Jesus, sorry, it's been a while. Reaching out to mentor, giving back to their communities, collaborating with others, staying true to themselves. Let's recognize this, women's way, for what it is, a distinctive, transforming approach to leadership. It goes beyond gender to speak to all who would lead in the 21st century. This year's nominee embodies all of these qualities. She is a natural at lending a hand, training, encouraging, lifting others up, and helping you see your potential. She is a member of the Western Pennsylvania chapter of the Institute of the Real Estate Management. She sits as the contact for the Accredited Residential Manager Admission Division. She has received Accredited Residential Manager of the Year twice for IRM. She is a member of the Greater Connellsville Chamber of Commerce for over 10 years, serving as a past vice president and a member of the board. She is a member of the Connellsville Rotary Club for over 9 years and is past president and a Paul Harris Fellow Award recipient. She is the committee chair and past leader for the Boy Scout Troop 180. She is a member of the Professional Affordable Housing Management Association, where she sits on the marketing committee. Leah Beer has been the property manager at Connellsville Towers for over 15 years and has had the opportunity to work with a number of staff members. Leah has been instrumental in helping her staff move up and utilize their potential to make an impact at the property and for the company. Leah was nominated by Brianna Price, property manager of the Citizens Plaza in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. When Brianna started at Connellsville Towers, she knew nothing of the property management system or day-to-day operations. For 2 years, Leah worked with Brianna, showing her the ins and outs of the business. When there was an open position for manager at a sister property, Leah recommended her for it. She knew Brianna was ready to move up. Leah became a mentor for Brianna, helping her where needed to become a successful manager. She never stopped supporting Brianna, pushing her to be her best, offering her time and expertise. Brianna says, and I quote, "I am grateful to have met her and to have her as my mentor, trainer, support system, and friend." Kayla Booth, who also works for Leah, offers high praise and gratitude. Leah pushed her to move to a new position at the property, guiding her and cheering her the whole way. Leah has given Kayla the confidence to excel in the new position and has been a great mentor throughout her journey at the company. I have known Leah for the past 10 years through the chamber, and we have grown a great friendship. I have never run into a situation, personal or professional, where I have reached out to Leah and not have been met with the utmost support. She just has a way of making you feel confident enough to succeed. That's what makes her a great mentor. She's also always giving back to her business, outside organizations, her community, her coworkers, her staff, her friends, and her family. It is my absolute honor to present Leah Beer with the 2020 Athena Award.
Awkward pause.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you to the chamber. Thank you to Bree. You were awesome. I miss you. I do believe in people that work for me, men or women. Gary's here tonight. I let a couple guys go to do better for themselves at the building as well. It's all about bettering yourself. So that's what I always feel like. So when they come and work under me, it's sad that they don't want to just stay in that status quo, because I've had a lot who come and I guess I have too much fun with them and I tell them they're too good, so they move on and they move up. But that is what life's about. So thank you very much. Thank you to the chamber.
Isaac. Okay, we're going to do the, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming this evening. The Connellsville Chamber really appreciates it. It's a great town that we have, and we're going to do this again next year, hopefully a little bit bigger and better every year.